Not gonna lie. Was all prepared to talk a little hoops off the jump, talk a little puck, introduced a couple new puck contests, and then boom, boom, the beautiful black and yellow dog app on my phone. Give it that click, and what do I see? The big game. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but five brand new contests. Wow, this is gonna be a lot of fun. This is gonna be a fun 2 weeks leading up to the big one, gentlemen. We jacked up or what?
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, man, we were I was ice cold yesterday with my takes. I mean, you go from the calls on the injuries of yesterday's basketball slate to here's like what I think they're gonna do with the football contest. Literally just like, oh my god, I could not have been more wrong.
Yeah,
Everything on
yeah.
everything.
So Embiid plays through the hangover and has an absolute game. Luka
Monster
decides to
game.
play, has an absolute monster game. There's the
50
two
burger.
pieces you need. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Trey sits and DeJounte, and DeJounte is the one that you also need from that round.
Yeah.
So
Oh god. And then but yeah, these contests, man, like 50K to first. Haven't seen that since like week 3.
Yeah.
I tell you, I mean I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Who am I kidding, dude?
Yesterday we're talking like, hope they break it up into a couple isolated ones. We can get some different exposure in each of them. It'll be like this, and now all of a sudden it's like 100,000 people in this contest. Oh, it's gonna be dupe central, man. Am I really gonna ape into this? Yeah, I fucking am. Yeah, it's the big one. It's the big one. Of course I'm gonna do it.
But I
cannot play it.
I'm not gonna watch the Super Bowl without a sweat, man. Come on,
exactly. It's so true because no matter what they do, we're just like kids at the candy store, right? We just eat that shit up. It didn't matter what direction they went. We were all over it.
It'll fill too.
Oh my god, yeah.
It could fill. I don't know if it'll fill early because that's a lot of entries, but it's gonna freaking fill.
Yeah, absolutely. Newbie, what's good, man? How's the frozen tundra over there?
Oh, we're working through it. I was telling Nez, we had ourselves just an eventful time.
Give the fans of the show like the full like what's been going on.
Yeah, well, I noticed
last night.
I kept getting tagged and stuff yesterday, and as of last night, last night at around 5-6, our power just goes out for a bit. So power goes out and then it comes back on and we're good to go. We're like, all right, so it goes out for like 5 minutes. It then went out at like 10 and was out for like an hour and a half. With the heater, it is negative again 20 something with wind chill at this time.
Oh my god. Can't even fathom.
So and there's not, I'm looking up online and everything's telling me no power outages, nothing. Like there's nowhere anywhere and like everything is good. I'm looking up on Twitter, I'm asking people are on the stage like, no, we're good. This is the first time it's ever happened here. And like this is actually the first time this has ever happened action here. I don't know what happened. If it was a squirrel in the box or something, you know what I mean? Like that it literally gets as simple as that. But the power
barbecue squirrel right quick.
So the power comes back on. We have a space heater. It's not working obviously because we don't have the power. So like we're just chilling there. We're kind of packed, ready for a hotel. Power comes back on like an hour and a half later. So it was like 11:45 at night. Heater light comes on. Heater doesn't come on. Nothing happens. Yeah, literally rugged. And then 25 minutes later, we hear 25 minutes later. It's midnight here. It's midnight. Yeah. It's -20. We get a knock on the door, and it's basically the HOA people, and they're like, is your heat like we're trying to get see who's people who needs it, and they ask me basically is my heat out, and they're trying to get a list of people. Sorry for asking. So like everyone's heat in like the whole facility, we're broken up into townhomes out. Man. So we're lighting candles in here and we were already packed, ready to go. We have 2 cats. So like we're trying to find hotels that are near that allow pets, trying to scramble, dude. It's pitch black in here. So we're like trying to do it. Like it just so happened, of course, I think Carlos looked at my phone and was like, Numi, your battery's living on life. I didn't have any phone battery. So I'm scrambling to find a phone charger at this point to keep my life on my phone. So I got, and then finally the heat comes back on at like, I'm sitting there, like I'm not getting any sleep. And I just hear I told Nez that in the faint of nothing, I hear ting. Just right now, that's hilarious. It started
best
doing
sound you could ever hear,
and it comes back on, and I'm just like, "Oh, that's real nice." And Nez asked the temp in here. It was pretty chilly. It was basically like his takes yesterday, but even worse. But it was eventful. But it's still heating back up.
Man,
I have it like set at 80 right now just to get it. Like it's still chilly in this. Like. So
that's such an old school like grounding moment for like our generation to be like, yeah, like these used to be like problems. Like this used to be like an occurrence for people. Like people suffered through this, right? Like we're worried about like keeping our phones charged and shit.
And Nez was like, I hope they are prepared. It's like the thing is, I looked up and like I'm looking, it's like, yeah, we have to be prepared. We're like all the states in these northern regions, like Canada and all that, are prepared. I swear it had to be just something got in the box or something, or I don't know. It just is something because that's
something other than just stress on the grid.
Because exactly. There's because we're prepared for that. But that's what happens at my parents' house. Is literally a squirrel would go up there and put nuts, and next thing you know, there'd be a squirrel either in it or on the ground, and he's zapped, zip zapped, and
Zip zaps.
Man.
Yeah. That's the rundown.
Now that we got power back on, let's just take a minute to admire this beautiful lobby right now. You know, we got a full NBA slate. We got a $25 NBA. They did the hockey thing with the trial like we did with the baseball last summer, where they basically have the same structure. That's the 2-entry $25 for the puck. They got the $5 puck all the way up to $1K for first. Like you love to see this.
10 entry max
is the what?
Because is the NBA a 25-10 entry max? Is it a 10 max?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Just shout out Underdog. I sent a little DM this morning. As I saw, we only had one contest and it was filling.
This guy's got no power. He's got no power. He wakes up. He's like, yo, DM Underdog.
We had the power at this point. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't sleeping. So, let the bit live. Don't give. I'm drafted. Anyway, whatever.
Live.
That is hilarious.
I sent him
my cats might freeze to death, but god damn it, this NBA.
But I gotta get a contest.
Yeah, I was like, could we maybe get like a 10 max, something like that? So.
Dude, you're
DGen's got a DGen, am I right?
You're the absolute
goat for what a sicko. Oh, I love that.
I'm here for the people.
Yeah, you are.
And then 5 NFL contests. We're gonna have 2 weeks to break down all the football stuff. But I'd be remiss if we did not start the show with at least just jumping in the big game first, right? 4-man drafts, 4-person drafts, super flex, and PPR plus the kickers. No big amendments to the scoring. I have done 4 or 5 this morning. And basically every board looks the exact same for the first 6 picks or 5 picks, rather. It just goes Hurts or Mahomes, Kelsey, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and then it goes either Miles Sanders or Dallas Goedert. I have seen nothing different with the first 6 picks yet. So it does introduce some very interesting conversation for us, just in terms of like, you know, what's our strat going to be here? Do we play low volume and be the scroll the F down and be the team that puts together, you know, Harrison Butker with Justin Watson, with Boston Scott, like, you know what I mean? Like, and we just play for that gross game where you're hopefully only duped by 5 lineups instead of 500.
I don't know. Do you get your lineup thrown out? Like,
I don't know, right? Like, it's going to be very interesting to see with a contest this big, because like, is everyone just chasing Mahomes plus Kelsey or Jalen Hurts, or does it get later in the week where, I don't have a lean here yet between Mahomes and Hurts. I've just kind of clicked Hurts a couple times, clicked Mahomes the other times. What do you guys want to click here?
I mean, my initial wouldn't be Hurts. That would be like Hurts. My first, but you know what I mean? Like after one, it's like, okay, I see how this goes. So I'm just looking at it. I'm trying to get like there's no way you can explain to me how a draft goes where you get Hurts and Mahomes and explain to me that they logically tried to do it.
Yeah,
I get your
got banged up at the bar, and then they were like, you know what, this game.
Yes, that's the way. I meant
I'm going Boston Scott in the first round. I'm going like this, and then somebody else benefits from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just meant for when you break it down, you're like logically, like I can see reasons for it and build it out in each way, and I like that, and I'm like, yeah, I get that. Here, like. You could say like that, like that's a more logical reason than anyone trying to like someone at the bar or someone just kind of willy-nilly doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems Goddard.
Yeah, Goddard makes the most sense here. And then I think a huge talking point this week, and especially early in this 2-week window, is going to be these backfields, because we basically have 5 viable running backs on a 2-game slate. Like, I mean, viable in quotations relative to like the size of the contest and whatever. I don't know. MVS, McKinnon, they seem like 2 outliers, and then you get weird with the last one. Who do you like better?
McKinnon.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be super interesting, because God, was I wrong on McKinnon last week?
Yeah, we all were.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I mean, Pacheco came out, had 5 catches, took the lion's share of the work, played 68% of the snaps. Yeah. It's going to be a huge talking point for the next 2 weeks, is what Kansas City does with that backfield. And I think the narrative is going to start as like, hey, look what Pacheco did last week. And then all of a sudden we're going to see a little bit of a flippening where we go, well, maybe Mahomes' ankle isn't great. He's got to get the ball out quick. This is the best pass rushing front in football, period. You know, this is the highest pressure rate team, period. Oh, maybe he's just got to get it out of his hands quickly to McKinnon. McKinnon's pretty good in the block. Like, you know, it becomes like a very, we're going to game theory and bro science our way into a whole bunch of shit here. But
we just saw Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I was just about to say, there's our first one so far of a Minshew. I'm not gonna lie, I mixed in 11 Chad Henne teams last week. I think it was something like
that. That makes sense. I get that,
because Mahomes was hurt, right?
Yeah, I don't get the Gardner Minshew pick at all. That's just a strict.
Hey, gotta get different here, right?
I get you, but that's just a strict contingent on someone getting hurt play. There's just no
a 10,000 to 1 bet that Gardner Minshew enters the game.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
guys, but imagine this. Imagine this.
I can actually hold up.
First play.
Okay, I'm good. Go.
First play of the big game.
Oh, I'm ready.
CEH is active.
CEH is active. You got me there. I'm lost now. I'm lost.
They give him the start. CEH is in the backfield. Patrick Mahomes' ankle feeling real nice, all taped up. He drops back to pass. Play action. Who's streaking down the sideline for 65 yards? Justin Watson.
Valdez.
White Lightning himself, baby.
Oh man. Hey, Robert, doing the Lord's work here. Only 8 likes on 42 watching. Appreciate you. Yeah, please. Yo, GM, Brett Boyd, GM took down the hockey contest, or one of the hockey contests last night. So big shouts there. And big shouts, Sam Olsen as well, just doing what Sam Olsen does. I mean, just took down one of the basketball ones last night as well. I mean, GOAT's going to GOAT, right?
Day that ends in Y.
Yeah, day ends in Y, right? Yeah. Let's rip one more of those, and then let's talk a little hoops, because these are going to be so fun to just like.
Yeah. Let's just mindlessly do.
I do like they gave you the different options to play with.
Absolutely.
Like in terms of the, what is it, a 5, a 25, and 100, and then they have the double up and triple up.
Yeah. Double up, triple up, 5, 2,500. Yeah. 100%.
That's really fun. Because that, I mean, it gives you the option, like the rebuttal to, I don't want to play Dupe City so large is, well, I know you do have to spend a little bit more. You do have these. And I will say, I mean, again, we've seen what happens in the past, that if the large, like it's gonna fill, like it's gonna get in there and fill, like you said, like as much as don't want to put anything into that, what is putting 10 to 15 in there, you know what I mean, and playing a certain style, you know what I mean, and then putting it into the 25, you're gonna have different $5 price point like entry sizes that are gonna come out. So just know, like, be aware of that too. But yeah, there's gonna be more than just these coming out, and just the fact that they gave us right away, like, oh, you can put a 25 in, and the field size is what, like 113,000 to 3,000.
Yeah,
like immediately, like that immediately seems a little more winnable, does it not?
Right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I would say we'll definitely talk through like the different strats based on contest side and like size and that sort of thing. But if you're firing just like a handful of $5 bullets at this big one, I mean, I would just mentally treat it as if like, you just lit that on fire, like just get super weird with it.
Yeah.
And it's Millie Maker, right? Like that's exactly what it is. But it's going to be interesting to see. What do you guys want to do here? Double Eagles?
Why don't we do AJ Brown and Devonta?
Sure.
I mean, I
think it's going to be the most, it's going to be over and over again. We're going to click some variation of these same things, right? So, yeah.
And we don't have data. Just my thing is people would be like, okay, let's get one of the wideouts and a running back.
Yeah.
So then now you're not, so all of a sudden it's like, oh, then you need to make the bet on Hurts, but it's like, I don't know. Like
I think so too. I'm with you. I mean, I know the ADP
I'm already
currently.
I'm already trying to think of just things that will at least make my dupe in first a little less dupey.
Yeah, I agree. I think Juju plays. Like just like knee-jerk reaction right now. I think Juju plays.
What was he hurt with?
I think McCole Hardman does not.
Not even sure.
I think McCole Hardman does not. I think Kadarius Toney does not. And I think Justin Watson does because it was just an illness.
What about Juju and do we go? Is Butker? You don't want to do Butker?
I mean, we can. I mean, it kind of fits the narrative. It's just kind of boring. I wanted to get weird.
It certainly is.
Streaming. We're streaming. I wanted to get like,
Justin Watson.
Let's get down here. How about Noah Gray as like the one-off? Justin Watson again. I love Justin Watson so much.
I mean, let's make your bet 100% Justin Watson, huh?
Yeah, we could.
That'd be a good bit.
Let's go Sky Moore here. 7 targets last game. He jumped right in to play that kind of like hybrid utility role of Hardman and Toney being out. What if Sky Moore gets 2 weeks of practice in an Andy Reid offense and they just go, holy shit, this guy is more talented than we gave him credit all year. Why did we even trade for Kadarius Toney? And then Sky Moore is exactly who Pat Kerrane thought he was. And it's Pat Kerrane's year. Sky Moore breaks the slate in the Super Bowl and it all comes full circle.
How does that not just make perfect sense?
Actually, if it made perfect sense, Rojo would score.
You've already done 8 of these?
9, actually, I think.
Yeah, that was our 9th. So, yeah.
Right
Why do you think we were 2 minutes late this morning?
Finishing up a lobby.
Full phone shitter, bro, for breakfast, right? Okay, those are going to be a lot of fun. Those are going to be a lot of fun to talk through. I think the biggest things that I would say right now is if you're just doing a handful of them, get super weird with them with those back end 2 picks. Maybe flip the board at the front end, but don't get too. I mean, you can get crazy, but I think some of them will get thrown out if you get too crazy from the front end of draft boards. Because if you allot for a Mahomes Kelsey or a Hurts plus Mahomes, I think those are the two combinations that are going to get thrown out. I think it's logical that someone will end up with a Hurts AJ Brown or a Hurts Devontae Smith. I'm totally cool with that. But just the way in which the boards fall, be very interesting to see if they add ADP to this.
There is
this contest. Is there already?
Yeah, there wasn't. There wasn't at first, but there was whenever we just drafted.
Okay. Yeah, it was not even.
I swear I was looking at ADP.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess you are.
This is an evergreen.
Couple, so.
Evergreen sentence right here, Rob. Evergreen. Chip saying not enough RBs on this team. He got froze out last week with that 4 RB team that took down the NFC contest there. You need 4 RBs to get home, right?
God, that is still blowing my mind.
It's gonna be Clyde. It's gonna be Jarek. It's gonna be
Rojo, but
Austin Scott. No, Rojo. Sorry. Well, you already painted the Clyde active, so I was going with Clyde.
I think Clyde will be active. Will be active, but I don't know.
And Quez Watkins with 2 tutties on 2 catches.
I mean,
for 6 yards each. The Quez Watkins thesis.
All right, let's pivot into some hoops here. Just because I don't have anything intelligent to say about football right now.
No.
I mean, it's too early, man.
I need a couple days.
Yeah, we need a couple days, digest it, talk about the contest and stuff. But hoops feels like a lot of fun tonight. LeBron went from the Q tag to the coveted green with a line tag. Was that actual real life news related? Oh yeah, it was 6 minutes ago.
Yeah.
There you go, 6 minutes ago. So I was not looking on
playing in his one trip to the Garden.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's definitely playing there.
He sat out yesterday.
Yeah,
he gets up. He gets up for this.
Yeah, big time gets up for this. Fully agree there. Lakers only team on a back-to-back, but like we just said, Anthony Davis and LeBron rested last night. Westbrook obviously still in play, but becomes considerably less desirable than his ADP was. Oh, it's fallen a little bit to 22 now, but I think it was just knee-jerk reaction.
Still kind of less desirable even where it is, I will say.
Yes. So, yeah, I agree with you there, Numi. Highest team total on the slate, the Milwaukee Bucks, alongside Giannis at the top. They are almost fully healthy now, right? No Bobby Portis. That's it.
Yeah, I believe it's just no Bobby Portis. That's and then maybe someone else that's not really in the rotation. But yeah, no Bobby Portis. Okay. And Chris Middleton's still playing a very limited amount of minutes, around like 15-ish, maybe 20, but in the last couple, it's been 15-ish. So,
okay, yeah. So Middleton doesn't have the same status as name value right now, but his ADP is also quite suppressed for a 5-game slate. Highest total on the slate is that Milwaukee and Charlotte game because it's Charlotte, and it's considerably higher. It's like 12 points higher than the next game. The next game being the Pelicans at Denver. So, there's a lot of stuff here. I think the biggest thing, I led with the LeBron because it was a Q tag and the Garden, and it's because I thought he was playing and his price was pushed down. Biggest Q on the slate right now is this Jimmy Butler one right here.
He said he was He intends to be available to play. We got that. You can check the thing. That's what the news we just got. I don't know what good that does.
Yeah, I intend to try my best to win the BR this weekend.
No, I get that. I get how worthless the information is.
And this total is 34 points lower than the Bucks total.
And it's still almost as worthless as the Donovan Mitchell could miss the next 2 games, like the night before. It's like what is like those things? What do they get? Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. You got it. I mean, I have my priority straight. Let's be real.
Damn straight, dude. All right, let's roll here. Sorry, I cut off your train of thought. That was too funny.
You're good. That. When it was a Chip comment, I knew it was directed towards me, probably. So,
let's talk about LaMelo Ball for a second, because LaMelo's been in and out of the lineup for a long time. He hasn't really played up to the name value in recent weeks. Even when he came back, we saw Terry Rozier ball the F out for 2 straight games there. As such, Rozier's ADP is up inside the top 20. What are your thoughts on Ball right now, boys? What are we doing with LaMelo? Because this price tag kind of hard to swallow for me right now.
I mean, I'll say for his price tag, he is graded out as a good play tonight in terms of just fantasy points per minute. The minutes he's getting, 4th highest total on the slate, regardless, are like that, independent of like that them being like 12-point like underdogs or something like that, even further. Yeah. Like you
4th highest individual team total, highest game total. Yeah.
Highest game total. So like that just screams, I mean, like you said, Charlotte is 7th in pace. Milwaukee's 12th in pace, but then you have Charlotte, who plays just no defense at all. And it's just a fantasy friendly matchup, but they just run. It's a track meet with them. So I still will get to Ball where he's at. I do like it a lot. And I even like LaMelo. I like a lot of the Hornets today. Hornets and Bucks, I'm all over. We'll get into the lowest team total, but in terms of just fantasy points, like to break it down, I know you guys know this, but 244 points, like the lowest total is 211. Like that's 33 actual points that are going to be scored, which not only means 33 more points in fantasy points, but that means less. There means more shot attempts, which means more rebounds, which means likely more assists. Like it just literally everything into play comes into like, there's just going to be so many more points. And like you said, 11 and a half more points than even the next game. So you add that in, it's just, I like a lot of the options, and auxiliary options are pushed up in projections too. And in ADP, I still like them a lot.
I like that. One thing that I was doing last night a little bit in my mind and then realized that I was an idiot was I was like, hey, let's thrust up Bam a little bit, anticipating Butler doesn't play, because we've seen like the usage rate stuff change, right? And I kind of thought this middle tier was kind of murky in my opinion, because I don't really know what we're going to get from Donovan Mitchell. Vooch, anything can happen any given night with the 3 Bulls stars. Like, that usage can go any which way. So I was kind of like, let's thrust out Bam. And then when I took a step back and thought about it, it's like, ooh, Bam versus Cleveland ain't it. Like, bigs against Cleveland, like Bam is a very talented big, but bigs against Cleveland have not been the formula this season, when like Jared Allen and Mobley are out there, right?
No, it does not scream. I was going to say this. This is the matchup that in comparison to the 244 Charlotte at Milwaukee, Miami at Cleveland's 211. Literally, we are looking at the 30th and 28th pace of play. We are looking at defensive rating of 1, and I think it was 5. We are then looking at offensive ratings of 26 and 10. So it's like these are not these
really slow teams with really slow teams with really good
like
defense.
Good defense.
This
might be the worst, one of the worst matchups that you could get in terms of like just fantasy wise on paper. Yeah, with 2 teams. Like you said, the bigs against Cleveland, like Bam is an outlier and can just do Bam things. But it definitely doesn't help. It just having those guys out on the court. Like that's with the Donovan Mitchell thing. He's kind of priced down specifically in falls due to projections, because in a game total like this, there's just less to go around. If you put his game total at 230, Mitchell, who's sitting at a combined ceiling of 48, would be at like probably a 52, maybe higher. So you take that into perspective. Like if this is kind of like the range of outcomes of players if they get more minutes. If this game does happen to go over the total and get a little bit more points, it's unlikely. But if it does, you can squeak out a little more value. But this is where I'll be very cognizant of only have one kind of per game. One guy, one, maybe 2, depending on what guys they are. But it just seems like there's just going to be so many more points in other places than this.
Do you think their ADP is like a little high right now, given all of that, or do you think it's like fair? Because to me, I think it's still is just a tad too high for me for like Garland and
Bam will rate out as a little high, and Butler will rate out as a little basically just basically a pick too high, and a Butler's a pick too low. For what it is, because Butler's just a better fantasy point per minute player as of late. And he'll have the better matchup.
We got the second pick here. So the big question for me was going to be, now that we have LeBron out of the Q-Tag status and we know he's chasing Kareem for that scoring title,
you could make the case.
Garden tonight,
it's your 25, man. It's your 25.
Okay, we'll take
you can make the case. And I wanted to check on the specific for Jokic and his usage rate, but I mean, so his usage rate is actually kind of middling, but it's his assist rate and everything else that goes up. Plus, he's a 1.67 underdog point per minute player. Again, like 1.67. Wow. Getting an average of like 30 minutes a game if it's not a blowout, if not higher. Like, you'll just take that. Obviously, we know LeBron and all that. I think AD has the better matchup, just bro science wise. Like, you can eat on Julius Randle and with no Mitchell Robinson and the boys.
Ooh, good point. Yeah.
But and not that LeBron can't. Don't get me wrong. Like, he can do the same thing. It's just like. The one thing I also want, if you look at various sites, one has him at has Anthony Davis at 34 minutes, one has him at 30, and one has 27.6. That's gonna give you different rankings for different people.
Yeah, absolutely.
for their ceiling. So that's one thing to like. If you have your own model and you input more minutes, you're going to get more. Like, just think about that for players like this. Man, Mitchell, as much as like, so yeah, I like to get Mitchell here just because they're projecting him for getting him his minutes back. The matchup isn't great. You could definitely tell me to go like otherwise, and I would say maybe Brunson.
Yeah,
but
that would be my pick if not Donovan. But
Brunson, I've been getting a lot in the third, so that's why I'm saying it, hoping this guy maybe isn't watching.
I think we could get Brunson here. The other thing that I was just about to say is I think I can make if Brunson and Bam go here, or like Garland and Bam go here, I could make a really good case for taking buckets right now too. Now that we just got that officially available.
That's facts. Yeah, no, that's
good
100%.
Point.
So I was
Brunson
like, let Bam and Brunson go. I don't really want to pair Garland with Mitchell. Let's play it as a Mitchell game, and then let's take buckets now that he's available.
Yep, and I like that. And it's again there. It's for between buckets and Bam. Buckets is a 1.25, Bam 1.2 flat in Underdog Fantasy or points per minute. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just a little bro science based on the news that we just got there and stuff like that. And it's only a 5-game slate. I know it's the lowest total. I know it's the slowest game. But when you get a little bit of ADP value for like those, premium guys, I don't think this combination will be available later in the day.
I would rather get the 2 stars and hope that it runs through them and that you get their basically like, again, 5-game slate. Maybe you don't need their ceilings, especially at these prices. You know what I mean? Like, one thing that maybe I'm just because I was gonna talk about it with you guys. I wonder if it's worth applying around basically kind of like basically a salary per round. Basically, round 1 is this salary player, round 2 is this salary player, versus having them at ADP and just be like, okay, how does this guy rate out as a first round pick versus second round pick? Like, basically, what's the equivalent that you need to get there? You know what I mean? And get that 2.5 or like that 5. Ideally, what you're looking for 6x.
You convert, yeah. So if you convert, if you convert, almost like an auction calculator in baseball, where you convert the value of players on their ADP to a number, and then you add up what you think you need to spend.
And that's the thing. It depends what you need. Yep, exactly. So I think that would be something that's interesting to do in terms of the NBA. And you just do like round 101 is this, and you're ideally looking to hit this score 102. And I don't know, I think you'd have to get past data, and you need to know what like the scores are, or you can kind of base it.
So we could lean into the Jamal Murray Q tag here.
I like so Jamal Murray's fun. I do like Jamal Murray.
Yep. Brooke Lopez is my favorite play on the slate.
Oh,
that's cool.
Shush.
He's like
okay. Which one?
That's my favorite play on
this
slate.
Let's take one first here. RJ or Jamal?
I would do. Let's do Jamal. He rates out a little bit higher in ceiling. It's bigger.
We just hope he plays.
Bigger gap than I think. It's a bigger gap, like kind of like 5 points. So I mean, that's a more noticeable gap. RJ is the one in a very lovely matchup. That he's basically the Michael Bridges of the East, in which he's just going to be out there nonstop.
Yeah,
and he can sometimes luck into those big games.
We're not going to play like a traditional center though. I mean, because he's out there, he's Splash Mountain.
Centers,
you know what I'm saying?
But he can.
The Hornets, baby.
He can play down there. He is Splash Mountain.
Yeah, you got to do it.
We got to do it, right?
That's my favorite. That is my favorite. I've been lucky to get.
I was drafting the shit out of him last night.
Yeah, it's my favorite play on the slate too, just in terms of the narrative, and he rates out as a good ceiling too.
And he has the best nickname. You have to. I mean, Splash Mountain. That's him.
Oh, that's actually his nickname?
Yeah, because he's like 7 feet tall and he bangs threes.
And he's like the Joey Votto of the NBA, because I'm pretty sure he did not. If I were to look at his stats, he did not. He wasn't a 3-point shooter. Maybe I'm wrong.
No.
Yeah.
He was not.
You're
right on that. He just like out of nowhere, like 3 years ago,
added
was
it
like,
to his game.
I gapped, and then he did, and then he was.
Okay, maybe I'm totally off here. With Brooke, one of the Lopez married.
Robin.
Was it Robin? No, wasn't Brooke married Kim Kardashian, or am I totally?
No,
wrong?
You're thinking of.
Chris Humphries.
Humphries.
Totally. Hey, they're both tall and they played for the Nets at one point. So
yeah. Yeah.
Like that's what I was thinking. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, yeah. Brooke, this is incredible. Brooke goes from 2008 to 2013. Brooke had a 0% 3-point percentage.
0.
And then goes from 10, 14, and then now from 2016 to 22, it's 34, 34, 36, 31, 33, 35, 38.
Yeah, man.
Incredible. That's the Joey Votto of the NBA right there.
What
do I need to do to stick around?
IQ.
Okay, what do you guys think?
IQ.
Middleton
IQ.
playing IQ? Okay.
Dude. Because we know ball, and he's balling out for the Knicks, getting more minutes. He's a New York Knicks fan favorite. Everyone, and he's good. He's good.
All right. I'm in on it. Let's do it.
He's just like you're basically hoping you get a little bit more minutes from him from IQ. But yeah, I love I like clicking on IQ a lot. Like it's just fun. It's just fun.
Is the path to his minutes better than
Middleton?
Like some of those other guys around there? Like Middleton going undrafted there in the highest total game on the slate feels like a little weird.
Middleton's minutes we have for 18, 16, and 17.
Interesting. Wow. They're really playing up that off the bench. He's still not got his full
just
role,
look at his mins. They're not getting that. Go.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
recently.
if you click his names, he's just they're really babying him. I think he came back. Yeah, the comment said he's coming off the bench. So granted that
they're clearly scared of his health.
Better.
Mm-hmm.
That's better. That's the upside narrative for his down, like his bear case overall. At least he's not with the starters. But it just overall doesn't give you the minute ceiling that you're looking for.
Yo, Hunter, appreciate the shout. Welcome to the community, my friend. Earning that badge. Big respects. Love to see it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
So if you look here, it's Giannis. He's projecting on models. So some models it's different, but in two of them, it's a big gap between him and Jokic. And it's basically like Giannis is not like Giannis is the center type versus Charlotte. So, and I was all on Giannis when he did it. Pretty sure he failed versus Charlotte big time. They got blown out by 30.
I think it was one of his worst games in his career.
Yeah. So
the last time they played, he remembers that.
Yeah,
he's narrative.
He comes. He's at home and he's just gonna smash. I mean, I like clicking Giannis. So look at those. He's back into form. That's so some of the fragile guys in the back end to basically these are fringe guys where they're projecting pretty good in the top 30 ceiling with these minutes. And this is Mason Plumlee, who's at 28 flat and 3 sites. So he's at a 26 ceiling. You give him 30, 31. Someone else is in foul trouble. He gets out there a little more. PJ Washington isn't doing that well. Plumlee's doing better. He gets a little more minutes. He has a better path to a better ceiling. Same thing with Valanciunas. We just don't know. J-Val is a fantasy point per minute monster. Literally the question with J-Val over and over again is how many minutes are we going to get?
Yeah.
And he's projected 26, 26 and a half. Or 26, 25 and a half, 25 and a half. You get him 30 and he's not the 30th ranked ceiling on the guy. He is near 15. Those are plays, angles you can also do along with injuries that I've been trying to do and trying to think of more, especially in more games where there's
boosting certain minutes in certain spots, basically.
Yeah. And I don't know if tonight to do that with the plethora of, or with New Orleans is becoming a lot more healthy, but the positive is with Jokic out there, you're more likely to need Valanciunas out there. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
They're more apt to go in smaller lineups without Valanciunas when there's not a traditional big, unlike Jokic. So
right, yeah. Which is an interesting point towards correlation. We don't really think about defensive correlation. We think in these games about correlation in terms of if the game goes to overtime or if there's a super high total on the slate, we mix in 2 of their stars and their points are correlated in some capacity, but sometimes they're not and they cannibalize one another, which introduces a really interesting conversation about mini runbacks of hey, we think Valanciunas is going to get more minutes than the projection. So should we be pairing him with Joka, or like should we be pairing, Giannis with Plumlee because we're going to project him for a couple more minutes because he has to play against two bigs out there, or these little. I don't know. Is there something there that
knowing the game obviously
out?
helps? You know what I mean? Like in baseball, we know little things will pop up, and like like Max Kepler is Trevor Bauer's dad. So like if there's ever a bat like that, you just simply, you
Max Kepler on the 4th of July, he's going off. Max.
Yeah. But like, there's those narratives that will come out. Like there's things like that, like intricacies in each sport that I think just
glad to know there's still an edge, it helps to actually know
small. Yeah. It's slight, but yes. Yes.
What do we think here?
I think Brunson, I'd like to tap Brunson there for sure.
Okay.
Otherwise,
what are we between after that? Bam, CJ, and Jimmy Buckets. Maybe Drew.
Yeah. So
or Garland. Yeah, any of it.
Let's do.
I'm always like a big McCollum guy. It seems like Denver's a decent matchup for him, and he hasn't like popped off like I know I don't believe he has.
Yeah. So the thing.
Okay. Yeah. No. He's
with the Pelicans is So in the 2 games that Brandon Ingram's back, he's had a usage north of I think it was 40%.
BI's usage.
Yeah, like it was north of legitimately like 40% in those last 2 games.
Shit.
Now granted, like that's something that's something we don't continue to project and like that. It's just something to note. The thing is, he's also now starting to get more minutes, and like they're projecting him up there. So it's pretty interesting to note that like that could play in. If you look at that and you look at McCollum, what he's done in those games. I don't think Ingram was in there for those last one, but McCollum's still done well. So Ingram's basically like he's still at that price. If he's going to get that usage or that close and get those minutes, Ingram's been kind of the one that I've been buying a little.
That's a
in
good
that
point.
Round.
That's a good point. I feel like you could easily like flip-flop. Well, not flip-flop, but just bump Ingram up to where CJ is, because it's like, how are their range of outcomes not like eerily similar?
Yes, they're very close in the terms of one is very close. Could you click Ingram just to see like his minutes and like his stats? He's just right under Mobley there. Yeah, so like he's been bad.
25.
He's been bad. Like he's been like, if you look at his shots and if I get his like field goal and true shooting, like he's just been coming back from injury. So if you look at what he's done there with the minutes and he's getting increased minutes, that's what I'm kind of looking at. That's something that's intriguing me.
All right, you know what? Fuck it, boys. I'll stamp this check. I will put the seal down. 4th round BI breaks the slate tonight. Returns to form, 40% usage. They're feeding him the ball. They're like, man, we got to get this guy back in a rhythm. We got to get him back. 51 points from 4th round BI is the guy you need.
Freezer heard you. He said,
aye, Captain. Of course he did. Yeah. Of course he did. He was like,
God forbid he gets Splash Mountain on the way back. I mean, it's curtains if he does.
It's over.
I mean, just screenshot his team. That's the winner.
Oh, yeah. Here you go. Joka saying he can't stop taking BI. Cleveland, Miami seems so overdrafted. So much of a shit show. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what we were hitting on off the top of that. That matchup feels so gross.
Yep.
Yeah, Hunter, we've done some stuff like just around like, thought process of when to draft and that sort of thing. And I think most people feel similarly with the daily contests that there's kind of a barbell where it's kind of like at the very beginning when lobbies open and there's no ADP, it's kind of like the wild, wild west. And then right before lock, when stuff's closing, you get like the recreational phone shitter bros jamming in their favorite players right before the game starts. Right. And I mean, I'm guilty of it. I did it on the way to the hockey game the other night.
Let's do. So you can do Brooke. I want Aaron Gordon as one of the picks. So
okay, let's do this. Yeah, we're sticking with our take that Brooke Lopez is a really nice play today. We're putting our money where our mouths are, and we're doing that.
And the Aaron Gordon one is basically. So I wanted to bring that up because so I'm just trying to look. So his traditional like fantasy points per minute and usage is 1.08 with a 21% usage with all of these cats on the floor, Jamal Murray included. You take Jamal Murray off and he has the biggest bump in a 0.14 fantasy point per minute. 0.14, and then 4.3 bump to his usage. So he goes.
So he's the guy we're buying if we assume Jamal Murray's going to be out.
Exactly. That's just like the play. But the thing is, he's still a fine play in a great matchup on a 5-game slate. And he's just another. It just becomes he's a fine play that becomes even better. And those are ones I really like on here. Yeah, becomes a 1.22 fantasy point per minute player, 25% usage. So you like that.
What about the other one that I saw some smart players? Baby Stevie was doing it, and then I just blindly copied him because I'm an idiot. The Michael Porter Jr. one being back. He was away not for injury concerns, but for personal reasons. Then I started mixing him in the 5th round. There is that another guy who sees a usage bump if Jamal does not go? Does he have standalone value if Jamal does go?
I think he has standalone value regardless. The thing about the Nuggets is something interesting in that I picked up and then looked into more as I listened to sharp people. I was listening to the podcast. That when they have all their guys healthy, they're incredibly efficient, which makes sense because their group is just a great group of guys that fit together on paper, that play well. Like they shoot better from 3. They're better just in everything. And that's Michael Porter too. He gets a big bump. He shoots like 41% from 3 when these guys are in the lineup. Jokic, I think, was the main point.
That's just a spacing thing, right? Like just like big in the middle.
They're just perfect. I mean, and it helps when your center is your leading assist guy with like a assist, like one of the highest assist rates in the history of the NBA from that position, if not the highest. So anyway, Porter gets a nice bump. It's only 0.07 fantasy points per minute, but gets a little bump regardless. So another guy that moves up and that I'd love, and I think he's lower in ADP than 32 ADP. Definitely a fine click and a good total game.
I like it. Man, I just can't stop clicking. Earlier today, I was clicking Gordon Hayward's name like multiple times in the 5th round just because I'm like, yo, that's Gordon Hayward, man. Like, that's the guy, right? Like, that's the dude.
It could be today.
Give me that throwback Utah. Hayward.
I'm trying to see here.
Hayward goes. We could take IQ again, but we're pairing him with Brunson.
I don't know if that kind of. Do we have 2 Bucks? We have Brook
have
Lopez
two
too.
Bucks. Yeah, we have Brook Lopez
that
as
is
well.
Fine. It's fine, but let's do.
Man, Rui looked bad last night.
Yeah.
I mean, Schroeder's just feels so safe. Like he feels like a last round floor.
Yeah. I mean, he gets like the assists, a couple steals.
I would have. It's not that big of a difference, actually. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a point difference, but yeah. So
him
that's
and
actually
IQ or him and who?
No, him and IQ is 2-point difference. I was looking at like a Norman Powell, Patrick Williams type, something like that. But it's so negligible that it doesn't matter. Like all those cats down there are so close.
Yeah, mix and match that scroll the F down tier, right?
Like when IQ, it's just a thing with when you know when you know LeBron and AD's out there, you know that no one else they don't care about anyone else, and rightfully so. Everyone on that team is garbage besides them. So like, it's just they'll get whatever leftovers they have on the court, basically.
GM, just a guy. Here we go. Joke asking, how does Bruce Brown look without Murray? I assume he slides into the starting lineup. That's what I thought, and I drafted him twice last night. But I don't definitively know.
Yeah, he gets a 0.09% bump, a fantasy point per minute bump, and then 2.2 on the usage. So it's very slight. I mean, when you have Jokic in there, the biggest bump I will say goes to Gordon. It does go to Jamal, or I mean to Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah,
but
like
Brown
that.
is the second most relevant player after that. So yeah,
I like it. All right, we got to do this. We've been neglecting for a little bit. We haven't been touching ice recently. We haven't been putting pucks on net, getting pucks deep. We haven't been staying on side. What else can I say? I don't know.
Firing slap shots into the 6-hole.
Okay. No. Not a hockey guy. Confirmed not a Bar South, baby. We got 3 games Cancun tonight. Oh, Bar Mexico, baby.
Well, you said Bar South, and I'm like, well, the only Bar South I've been to is in Cancun. So
I did some research on this slate.
Anything you put off the bar and down is Bar South. Bingo, Bar South. Bing bing. Like that. Yeah.
The only thing I know is
speaking puck gibberish.
Listening to the puck talk and Letterkenny is just what I have in my mind all the time. Is those guys? I forget their name.
That's how I talk.
Shorzy, right?
That's how I speak 90% of my life. Like I spend 5 nights a week in a dressing room. That's how I speak.
Give me a live mic and just send me send me the hot mic of 50 minutes of you guys just talking.
Be canceled in a heartbeat.
I couldn't even understand it. I mean, your accent would be so thick. I would be like, these guys are.
I don't have an accent, but yeah, I don't know. Let's talk a little puck. Little 3-game slate here. If you're not following DJ_Mitchell94 on Twitter, come on now. He is always live updating. You know, he's always throwing out the pick'em ones, but he's doing little stuff like this for us, where he's DJ Sabres 6 or something like that in these underdog contests, and he's been killing the hockey streets. So go ahead and follow him if you're playing a little puck. But he does nice little stuff like this so that we don't have to go figure it out for ourselves. Just who the goaltenders assumed probable and or confirmed starting so far, following all the beat reporters and resharing some of that information for us, resharing some of the information about line combinations and stuff like that. I think for just like the layman's terms of jumping in these contests for the first time, I think it's pretty safe to just look at, game totals and look at team totals and then correlate some power play units and some first lines together, especially on the shorter the slate. We can just fall back on our principles, the founding fathers principles of best ball, right? We can fall back on those and we can build some pretty easy playable sharp teams like that. No,
I know Ovi. I know Alex Ovechkin.
There we go. That's something.
Is he the 101? I know goalies right now get thrust up because of projected points, even though goalies is kind of just like a punt position a lot of the time.
They're like the pitcher, like that's how I treat it, where it's like I don't have any take in the goalie, and I don't know. And I know that like the thing in NHL is like projectable shot volume. Like you could be a great goalie against someone that's bad and not be that great fantasy wise because you just don't get many shots on goal. So like I'm trying to learn that versus having your intake for pitcher where it's like you get the Garrett Cole versus like all scrubs. Like I don't know the route, like, or you get that here. I'm trying to figure that out. So I'm just like, I normally just wait for a goalie, and if I see like a little run, I'll just snag up. I'll be like, well, I don't want to be stuck with one, especially on a smaller slate. Like I don't want to be stuck with one on the same team that I'm stacking, so I'll just go get it, and it could be like not optimal, but that's what I'm doing with goalie.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is some like gal brain uniqueness where you can play the top line against your goalie, and like somehow the other team wins, but you only get the 3 goals on the slate are from your line. And then I don't know, there's like some gal brain stuff there with shot volume, where it's like getting shots is like a good thing, and so is it's a good counting thing for your players as well. But I think it's pretty far down the spectrum of shit I don't really understand. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm just not going to play my hitters against my pitcher, right? Like I'm gonna play, right? I think
unless it's a 3-game or a 2-game, like a 2-game or 3-game like this where you get locked out.
That's hilarious.
Goalie with a 180 piece, like taking a kicker in the first. There you go. Yeah, Joke is saying that goalie's a bit different than the stud picture because a stud goalie and puck is usually on a bad team that gets peppered with shots but stands on his head for the
win. Dang. Yeah, that could really shake some shit up. One thing I do know, I believe, is I don't know if if it holds true in 2023, but the Blue Jackets tend to give up a lot of goals, I believe.
That sounds about right. Oh yeah.
like if I see Blue Jackets and Habs on the slate, I know who the Habs are. Then it makes me want to fade them. So I know the Hurricanes I know the Hurricanes get a lot of shots on, but the Kings to me the Kings seeing that logo scares me. So I'm definitely leaning towards the Sens and the Caps today. If you want to know how,
all right, Sens and Caps. All right,
I've already got my rankings set, man.
Oh, let's do it. Okay, this is a Nez rankings draft.
The correlation between MLB and puck is so much easier to do drafting Nez. Like having to like it's simple where it's like the core. It's obviously there can be uncorrelated things in like an MLB to a solo shot, but like when a goal is scored, most likely it's assisted by someone else and can be assisted by another person.
Nice.
So it's like you have all that, and it's like. Oh, look at that.
We get joined by the sickos. GA, I'm pretty sure GA won like the other night. I'm pretty sure Blake won the other night. God. So the hockey sickos are already in the puck streets, just chopping up our EV, licking their chops at these idiots.
I'm glad we got a soft neighbor in GA. That's awesome. Let's go. That's good for us.
All right, Nez, peek behind the curtain because
it's paywalled shit, man.
Paywalled content. Okay. Good point.
The sneaky number 2, though. I mean, obviously, Obi's 101. We like. I can't even say this dude's name.
The last name? Is it the last name?
Andrei Svechnikov for the Hurricanes.
2.
Boost him up in your ranks, man. You're gonna want him today.
Svechnikov?
Yeah, ask DJ Sabes. I know he's feeling me. This guy, fuck.
Dude, we're taking to bring. Let's take to bring and then see if we can get Svechnikov on the way back.
Yeah, that works. We like him. Anybody against the Habs is good money.
We're taking the cat, baby. Alex DeBrincat. That guy's nasty.
That's a sick name. The cat.
It is a good. The cat made it up right now.
Cooch or whatever. I liked him.
Oh yeah, dude. We're getting one of these guys on the way back. We got to play this ADP game with these fish behind us. You know, these guys aren't gonna scroll the F down. These guys are they're falling victim the chains of the ADP, right?
Yeah, they don't have. If they had my rank.
Oh man, Svechnikov right there.
That was my he knows.
He knew.
He's got access to my data.
Dude, we got the paywall stuff there. All right, who's playing on the same line as DeBrincat?
We should get
who else do you like?
A D-man. We should get he is down there a bit, but we should get her
Tuvo.
No,
Tuvo's ass.
Who the hell's Tuvo? Shabbat.
Claude Giroux. Who's got Claude?
Claude Giroux.
Because I'm looking at projections here, and there's like 2 D-men that look good, and then the rest of them are kind of like, It's like Thomas Chabot and Brent Burns.
Chabot was my top ranked defender, so good call.
All right, and we get a little correlation.
And then we need if we don't get Claude Giroux, this team is a disaster.
We're dead.
Is it Giroux or Giroux? I thought it was Giroux.
Giroux.
Oh, let's
go. Giroux. Okay, hold on. Let's tell me how many seconds I have left on the clock. Can you see the clock?
No, you have 10 seconds easily.
Your beautiful overlay. You gotta check. I'll give you a line, mate. What do you need here?
I got 12 seconds.
Oh god.
So Stutz is playing there. So it is Claude Giroux plays on this line.
No, he's 2-2.
You absolutely need him against.
Yeah, he's on the same line, not the same power play though.
We absolutely need him.
We could have done Tim Stutzel. He would have been on the first line and first power play.
Stutzel.
I'm gonna name guys and they're gonna be wrong. But see,
no, I've corrected every one of your guys' names, like because I want you to learn.
Yeah, I'm
not gonna remember it, but I will.
Jesus. Okay, yeah, I know Jenner. So who's the best type of position to flex in these? So do you want to flex a center or probably a wing, right?
I think it's irrelevant.
I think visually dyslexic.
I think center or wing both play like fine.
Yeah, but typically not defender.
Right. But I'm low-key thinking we should go. Let's see who the tandy is tonight. Forsberg is.
We should go Forsberg. He's the top projected one. Oh, he's probable. Gotcha.
No, that's good. Let's take.
Well, do they swap? They swap, right? Like if they'll rule them out and you just get their goalie, cool,
yeah,
or whatever.
I think we just want. I think we just want the Ottawa Tandy when we go 3 Ottawa guys, right?
Definitely.
That's what I like to do.
Yeah. Now let's see if we can build out a secondary like team stack here. We need one center for sure.
Yeah. So we don't probably want Montreal.
We could
Blue
get
Jackets are at home.
So what if we
get
do
weird with double defensemen? I was thinking LA, but like Onzi plays like on the first line, but I think like Fiala doesn't play on that line anymore. I think Fiala plays on the second line, and I don't think he'll come back.
Power play, they'll double.
All the Caps power play is going to be gone. No,
well, that's why I'm trying to wonder. I can't see the board. So
what about Patrick Lane?
Is Oshie there or no?
Kuznetsov's sitting here.
I'm assuming Oshie's gone, right?
Oshie's still there. Okay, let's take
Oshie and Nicholas Backstrom. Okay,
I think Backstrom's gone. Backstrom will be gone.
Oh, Lane was picked second round. Jesus, I'm dumb.
No, he was there.
It's Line. It's Line, not Lane.
Thank you.
See what I mean, dude? Like, I make up ways to never. The NHL makes up ways to pronounce things just weird. Like it says Lane.
Foreign.
I mean, you gotta look at Liney in the face, man. There, you see him, and there's no way that the name is pronounced Lane. I mean, he just looks like dude came out of like Serbia, like looks like a Slav.
Straight basketball, bro. Call it Serbian hockey players.
Dude, this dude, like, come on.
He's a monster. He's a hell of a shot, too.
Look at that face. You can't even see it. Yeah, no, he's, you got
to top 3 pick. I think he was, I don't know if he was 101. He was top 3 pick for sure.
I know his name for some reason, so.
We would have, so now we
want,
I mean, we could, do we
want Oshie.
Well, Oshie's 1-1, so he's not even on the same line. We could do this Connor Sheary guy. He's 2-2 with him.
Oh, respect Connor Sheary, please.
No, we don't.
This Connor Sheary guy.
I mean, he's the one that lines up 2-2 with him. So wouldn't that be the most logical choice?
Yeah. All right.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's he's probably not, but I mean, he's been doing stuff. Look at him. He's
former Penguin. Former Penguin.
Let's do it. Connor Sheary. There we go. We got to run this back, boys.
I mean, the guys can tell me if that's not. I mean, if that's not
this
smart,
is electric.
I'm not playing NHL the right way. But like, it just seems that would be the way you would get the more like the correlation to the max, right? And I'm generally wondering because like, if maybe it's better just to take Oshie, but it's like if he's 1-1, even strength power play, and the other guy's 2-2. So I'll need GA and Brett Boy and the GOAT DJ to come out here.
Are you secretly like a hockey guy? Like you've been really going in on that.
What? Yeah.
Like that's some like
I think he's just secretly
long-winded game theory and like out of nowhere. I had no idea
really
you were so tapped in.
It's not simple. It's just like it's the easiest thing that for me. Like I didn't play NBA DFS. I played NHL DFS, and my first win was $1,000 on the night slate, like a 2-game NHL DFS. That's how I got started. And then I'm like, well, this is literally like MLB, where it's like. It's so it's easier to pick the like teams where you're just picking stacks. You're not picking individual players. So you're putting bets on teams, not players, which immediately eliminates that. And then it's basically just goes from like ownership, where like is this stack over-owned or under-owned to their capability of reaching the optimum.
I feel you.
So that's
I would have taken Oshie in hindsight because I'd prefer like who I deem to be like the better player, independent of Ovechkin. Because like Ovechkin's going to be 100% owned, right? We're taking Ovi. Is that what your ranks say, Nez?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Ovi's popping in my models.
Oh, he's popping in the Nez models. I love it.
It's off the goddamn charts.
The Nez Nuggets for Ovi are popping.
I just want to say, everyone, let's shocker that John does a draft and in hindsight would have done something different.
No, I said Oshie at the time. I gave you the Sheary pick for your sake. But I get because of like the power play 2 correlation, but then like Ovi's still on the ice. Like I kind of would have just like gone with like the rogue piece and then hope he's like changed some lineup combos during the game and they played together or something.
I don't know. They're correlated on even strength and the power play versus uncorrelated.
No, they're not playing together even strength. That's my point.
I have them here that they are. So
there's the
I'm looking at.
discrepancy. There's the discrepancy. All
right.
Stutzel goes there. We got to take the cat. No.
The
cat and Line and just get weird here later, or your Svechnikov guys there. You want Svechnikov?
I think it's Cat Daddy.
Cat Daddy and Svets.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Line is probably like the pick, right? Like,
well, Svets was your like 101, wasn't he last time?
He was, but like second. But he was, but man, look
at your model. Trust your process.
Right. Yeah, let's go Canes. We got to go Canes.
Let's go Svets, baby.
All
Three wingers. We're loading it up.
This is the meta. I mean, you just get your wings, fill it out from there. Everyone knows this.
This is the piss boy draft.
You're giving away the goods, Nez. Damn it.
I know.
The piss boy draft. Load the wings.
Listen, if you guys want my custom ranks for ice, hit me up. Get to the Patreon, $25 a month. It's really nothing crazy.
Oh my god. Hey, Pat Bev is out, so that makes our Dennis Schroeder in the last round look a little nicer. Not that it really matters.
Pat Bev's what? 7%. Yeah, 7% usage. Pat Bev's out like holding like too many cameras. He's showing the ref or something like that.
Yeah, he's in timeout, is what it is. Like he just like, dude.
You guys saw that, right?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
The best part is that he literally walked over to the bench, grabbed it. Everyone had the ability to be like, no. They all watched him do it, but all right, let's go let him do it. And he just walks over to the ref and does it. I mean, as much as Pat Bev, he's just.
I mean, it's pretty good. You got photographic evidence.
I'm thinking
it was really good.
I'm thinking funny. Anderson because we don't have anyone from LA.
Yeah, you don't want to pick a goalie against the Blue Jackets. They're going to be firing away. So you definitely don't want Lingren.
That's a
here.
good thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't you want?
Shit, is it?
Yeah, you want a goalie that
you want him getting saves.
Yeah. Oh, he's giving up like 5 tonight though.
Oh, that's
not saving shit.
Is your model says 5? That's not good.
No, he's getting a dub. We want a dub.
Let's do. What's your model say? We need a center and a defenseman now. We could do the Backstrom on the power play. Backstrom on the power play with Ovi.
That sounds good. That or Boone Jenner, right? I mean, you tell me. Let's see.
Yeah, Boone Jenner. We don't really have any.
Why don't we have your model tell us?
We don't have
the model likes pairing with Ovi. When I update the inputs for an Ovi team, it really likes Backstrom.
Update the inputs for the correlation principles.
Yeah,
it seems like
it changes everything.
It seems like are these 3 or 4 person? I mean, it's a 4-person draft. It seems like so it's going to be Thomas Chabot and Brent Burns, and then it's going to be like 2 other guys, and not many people are going to be going the 2 defensemen, which makes sense. But like, it's basically like if any one of those 100% defensemen over and over fail, like there could be easy path for just another one of these guys. Not that I know them or which one it would be, but
yeah,
I don't know, that's just
that's a good point. Like just in general,
because normally when it's a bigger slate, there's guys I see like Hedman, Morgan Riley. Chris Letang,
now we're talking.
McAvoy. I don't know, someone for the Bruins. Trying to name people here. Hamilton. Doug, you know what I mean? Like those guys, you have a plethora.
They go every draft.
So it's like you're down to a defenseman, right?
The thin thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's like maybe we don't fall in line, which I don't know. It's like I think the Washington Caps defenseman is what we need, right? He's power play with them, so we could either go Eric Gustafson, he's the power play guy, or Olaf is the even strength. At least this one says. You tell me what that says.
It says Gustafson PP1, Orlov second PP.
Yep.
I don't know who plays more minutes. I imagine Orlov plays a lot more minutes, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, Gustafson's right there. Line 1. That's what I have. Line 1, PP2.
All right. Do we see him? Did he go yet?
I don't think so.
Is he playing tonight? Gustafson.
Let's go.
There he is. Eric Gustafson, the skeleton key, the piece you
is
need
his name
tonight.
Seriously spelled like that?
Yeah, man.
Wow. Just no rules at all.
No, man, we're talking different languages out here, right?
Oh, see, this is the
These
hand. Oh,
guys.
sorry, my bad. This is the hand on the ice take that we need right there. He's back on PP1.
There we go. Yeah,
we love that.
There we go. Good pivots off Burns and Shabbat, Sanderson, and whatever that is.
Duly
that guy,
noted.
I don't know.
Duly noted, Dooley. Thank you.
That's a good one. All right, last puck draft. Call it a day.
Yeah, three's a charm.
Oh. Fuck this, man. The price of poker is going up around here, man. No more of this. Raise the blinds. Raise the stakes, baby. Let's get some real action going. Let's see if these pansies in the chat got 25 USD to talk a little puck with us.
Wow.
I mean, I'm putting Nez's model to the test right now. 5x the buy-ins, 5x the entries. Let's go.
I haven't done any stress tests on it yet, so I don't know if if it can handle a double entry 25. But...
Midway through the draft, Nez logs off it. It broke.
Bro, I gotta smack the computer. Like, come on, damn it.
The files are in the computer.
Another 2.
Let's see.
If this is actually okay, Brett Boy's probably he's a nice guy and he's helping the show out and he's doing us a favor because Blake said it as well. But I thought this was gonna be like a Shy Gilders Alexander joke, and I was like, this is gonna be a really good bit. But I think Brett Boy and Blake are too nice of guys to dunk all over us like that. Because I would go on saying SGA forever and just be like, this is Shay or Shy, right?
Yeah, that can't be right. It can't be right.
Man. Oh, GA rolls the 101 and he's giving away free information. This is a classic game theory mistake because it gives us extra time to now think because we know he's going to take Ovechkin.
Yep.
Now we got extra time to think, right?
Now we just completely eliminate him.
What do you guys say we take Brady Tkachuk this time? How's the model like?
You pronounce
Tkachuk?
So the T is silent?
Yeah.
His
dad's a Hall of Famer.
Did I pronounce that guy Brady
Tkachuk?
Yeah, I pronounced it with the T for the longest time. Isn't there another one? Was it?
Yeah, his brother. Yeah, his brother plays in Florida.
Yeah, we like sends against the Habs. Doesn't matter who it is.
All right, let's do it. Brady Tkachuk. Yeah, his dad, Keith Tkachuk. I used his curve back in the day. He had a sweet pattern on the old TPS response, boys. You American folk would not know all about the old TPS response. You know how they made baseball bats? TPS? You remember the company?
Oh yeah. I had a purple one.
Yeah. There you go. They had really good hockey sticks when we were kids too.
I forgot about
How many sticks did you go through as a young lad?
Oh, a ton. A lot. I go through 4 or 5 a year now.
So TPX?
I wanted to
Okay, let's see here. We're on the clock here.
So
we could go with
he's not on the same. We could do Tim.
Little Stutzel? Or we could go Shabbat. We could go with the D pairing and be
take the D and then hopefully Stutzel falls. Stutzel, and then we have a 1-1-1. We have a 3 stack of 1-1-1. At least just say.
Stutzel has the double dots over the U. But you can't see it.
Gotcha.
You can't see it on the software. So it's like Stutzel.
There'd always be a kid that would if you broke your stick so many times, obviously you break them and you get a new one, but there'd be the one that do it 25, 30 times in a season, but that's just unnecessary. He's purposely trying to break his stick, to get it broken and get a new. There'd be that one guy that would come in with a brand new stick. Oh yeah, let's do that.
Brand new twig.
Yeah, unlike you, would be 20 times in a season, and then be no, that's not from playing. That's just from being bad.
Snap show.
Yeah, we got to go Stutz. We got to.
Yeah. The model says it. And the model is
if the model says, I mean, you don't have to twist my arm on Stutzel, boys. I bought the World Juniors was here in 2019 or 2018. And I bought the strip tickets for the entire tournament. So you could just go whenever you wanted because I really wanted to see Stutzel and Zegras. Those guys were so nasty.
Who's Zegras? Who does he play for?
Trevor Zegras plays for the Ducks. He's he was on the cover of NHL 20
shit.
whatever it is this year. Yeah, they did kind of a weird thing. Darnell Nurse's sister, they did an American cover of American youth hockey, basically. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
So we'll fall in line with the same thing over and over. We could do
GA ripping our strategy here and going with the 3-wing build. Classic. Classic copycat build.
We could do Carolina if any Carolina even exists that's worth it. That Tuvo Teravian guy, that guy, I don't know how to pronounce it. He's on line one.
What?
Right there. That guy. I don't know.
Yeah, the problem is we got no one to pair him with because Aho's gone and whatever's gone.
There is a pairing that we could do.
I like this. GA's gonna set himself up for a little LA Anze Kopitar here. Build out another line. That'd be sick.
Type in Carolina or Hurricanes in the box in the thingy and see who we got left. Oh yeah, see there.
They're absolutely picked over.
We could do Seth Jarvis. He's on the same first line as him, just not power play.
Yeah, I think he's the most logical thing. Fuck, we should have taken the goalie first. We should have taken the goalie first, boys. We got absolutely wamboozled here.
Well, what about our boy Chuck?
Carolina, right?
Big Chuck with the ADP of 1 just sitting here slapping us in the face.
Think about
what's the model say? Look at the value on ADP in these drafts. These fish out here not even taking the 101. We're gonna get them in the 5th round.
My model says the Blue Jackets are gonna be chucking shots
because those guys aren't even starting. We got to go with Phoenix. I think Copley.
Dude, we got fucked in this draft. We screwed up so bad. Copley.
Yeah, so now
we didn't get
him. He's gonna swap to some random shit thing.
Oh, look, look. What are you talking about, new me?
Oh. Well, they have Darcy Kemper as probable here, so I don't know.
With the green check.
Lindgren with the green check.
Oh, let's go.
My God. What are you looking at? This guy giving us artificial sweat. We just got the 101 in the 5th round, dude. Don't break my heart like that. Don't scare me. Come on.
Oh, man. This team is saved.
Building a monster. This team's nasty.
Oh, my gosh. Just start thinking about what you're going to do.
I just had to refresh. That's my bad.
With your $1,000 in your pocket. God. What are you going to do with that money?
This one's definitely not $1,000. It's the $25 buy. It's probably $300.
500.
500. Nice.
Yeah, it's going.
I'm already counting that money. I'm probably honestly just gonna buy Badge Bros t-shirts.
Yep.
And I am going to I'm gonna send them to GA and Brett Boy's door just to be dunking all over them. To be remember that day we beat you in this? I'm gonna write a handwritten note with them. That's what I'm gonna do.
I love that actually.
All right.
I love
GA
that.
GA and Brett Boy are getting handwritten notes with a shirt when this takes it down tonight. All right. So are we going with this Seth Jarvis guy that nobody else is gonna play? This is our unique scroll the F down piece. All right. Have you updated your line?
Jarvis.
Have we updated your line combos, or are you selling me up the river and giving me another guy who's not actually playing, who's maybe playing? Yeah, Seth Jarvis. There we go. Line 1.
Oh my gosh, this team is so sick.
Are you kidding me? Seth Jarvis in the 6th round? This guy's dirt nasty. I can't believe these guys are giving up this kind of value. Honestly, I'm just going to say it right now. These games are so fucking beatable. These are the sharps. These are the sharps in these games. Nez's model is pissing all over these guys right now.
Sorry, man. I cracked the code. I don't know what to tell you, but just be on the lookout. They're going to be trying to change up the scoring or something.
450K.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man. Oh, you love to see it. All right. There's no way we can top puck content. I promise we will do some golf stuff. Numi wanted to do real golf stuff where he actually has takes and stuff because he's smart like that. I wanted to make a mockery of the sport and do exactly what we just did. So we'll do a combination of it when Numi's model is ready. But yeah. With the power being out and stuff yesterday, I don't think we're ready for golf yet. But we'll do one. I promise we'll do one in the next 2-3 days here. And then a whole bunch of baseball content coming your guys' way. We're a couple irons in the fires. We're gonna do a little chat today, and hopefully we have a roadmap as to when and where stuff is coming. And this is a good one. Fantasy Sports Dave asking when we're getting the first Badge Bros After Dark. New May. When do you think first Hoops Badge Bros After Dark? When are you thinking, man?
Possibly tonight. I'll inform everyone depending.
Oh, don't be too coy about it there.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna you're gonna want to get that notification. You're gonna want to get that notification just in case, because Numi doesn't even know if he's going live, right? So you're gonna want to go ahead. You're gonna hit that link below. You're gonna put that little bell on, and then Numi's just gonna appear on your homepage, and he's gonna give you all those nuggets you need right before lock there, and tell you why LeBron is the new 101 because of the usage model. Because Pat Beverly is now out, that LeBron gets thrust up to 101 territory, eating that extra 6% usage.
Wow, what is Pat Bev doing on the court? That's my Lou Dort question. What is Lou Dort?
Yeah.
What is Pat Bev doing?
Pat Bev's just annoying LeBron, and now LeBron.
Chip, I promise.
Taking away 6% usage from one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah, exactly, the greatest. That's a hot topic, eh? All right, let's wrap it up. Do us a favor. We still got 50 of us hanging out. Respect and appreciate you all being here. Do us a favor. Hit that like button on your way out the door. You guys are all playing on Underdog Fantasy, but if somebody on the internet happens to find this video who is not, use promo code BADGE at sign up there for a 100% match deposit up to 100 USD. Anything to add there, fellas?
I got nothing, man. I got nothing. This was electric. And if you want a sneak peek behind the curtain of the model, just slide in the DMs and I got you. Free of charge.
Everyone's clamoring over DJ Mitchell's like pick'em model and doing all this stuff. No. You want the Nez Nuggets exclusive app that's just dropping those puck hammers all night long. You know.
If you want the winners, I got it. I've got the script.
All right, Numi, anything to add?
Nada.
All right. On behalf of Numi, on behalf of Nez, on behalf of myself, everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace.